morning, everyone. Phil here, and welcome to Level 1 Podcast. Today is Saturday, the 29th of June, 2024. We are in the midst of a bunch of ongoing awesome playthroughs and projects. We got a new one coming up later this week. We got good stuff going on. Today on the show, I've got a few topics to discuss. First of all, a schedule update for this week. This week is actually going to end up being a little bit shorter than I had originally planned, but it actually means that likely next week will end up being longer. In addition, today I would like to talk about the power of positive, constructive feedback. Okay? Here's what I mean by that. Positive, constructive feedback allows someone like me to hear your opinions on what I'm doing, and not only to take in, both criticisms, but also suggestions for improvement so that I can make better content in the future. I mean, this is obviously really big part of any kind of content, or even any kind of like transactional business, where I want to be providing a product to you that you like. And I need your feedback to know what you like, what you don't like, and how to improve for the better, correct? I mean, that's why I have comments on my videos. That's why I have a suggestion box. Now, we don't always get to this stuff. And what I want to do today is specifically address two suggestions for improvement in two different things that I'm doing. One, the Elden Ring playthrough, and one, the Street Fighter 6 gameplay that I've been doing, that I directly think will improve those experiences. And what I'd like to talk about this morning is the power of that kind of feedback and comments on videos, because what you may not realize, I know this is going to be really weird for a lot of you to hear, all my comments on my videos are open. You're aware of that, right? Maybe many of you are not. And the reason is I have a very unique kind of a unique kind of situation. All right? Many years ago, I was a full-time YouTuber when it came to just creating on-demand videos. Although I streamed, my focus wasn't streaming. My focus was very much making these on-demand, cut videos, put them into a playlist, etc. Most of the interaction that I got with my audience was not on the stream like it is today, but it was actually video comments. All right? But sadly, over a time period of, I would argue, probably about a decade, starting probably around 2011-ish, all the way through like 2021-ish, the toxicity against me just kept increasing online. And when that happened, people started flooding my video comments with some of the most vile, toxic things you could possibly imagine. And at this point, and we're talking probably around, anywhere from 2015 to like 2017-ish, sadly, there was no way to really control YouTube comments. There was no moderation tools that were effective. Literally what they wanted you to do was assign people to moderate your YouTube comments. Like, I'm going to hire people to come in here and start staring at my YouTube videos and moderate the comments. Like, what are you talking about? That's ridiculous, right? So because of that, it got so bad with people trying to, they actually competed to try to say the most toxic things in my videos. You'd have people coming in saying racist stuff, sexist stuff, doxing me, doxing my family members, doxing viewers of the streams and moderators, basically doing everything you cannot have in any kind of an open discussion style area. And they actually competed to do the worst comments so that they could get highlighted in negative, toxic videos about me on the internet. People would actually just go through the video comments. Let's see what people have to say about this video. It's all the worst things you could possibly think, right? So it got to the point where it was like, either I was going to monstrously moderate every video, which was going to take insane amounts of time and effort, or I was just going to turn them off. And that's what people asked me to do. Actually, at one point, my longtime viewers said, Phil, I can't even watch your videos because if I just happen to glance down at the comments, literally 90% of the comments on your videos are these toxic competitions. Just turn them off. So I did. And there is a giant space there of my content from around, probably, I want to say it started around 2016, 2017, all the way through like maybe 2 years ago, when there were no comments on my videos at all. All right, that's a long time. That's like 5 years of content that I uploaded to YouTube that comments are off. So all you can do is watch. That's it. And so a lot of people just think that's the end of the story. Well, that's not the end of the story. I did turn on comments again on all of my videos. Are you aware of that? Probably not. What I did is I went back and I said, okay, what do we could do now? Now enough time has passed, and now YouTube has moderation options. Okay? So now when someone posts a comment on a video, YouTube auto filters. It searches for, awful terms, racist terminology, insults, things like that. It goes into a queue for me to review. So basically nothing just will auto post on a video. That way it can't have doxing and stuff like that. Okay? So comments are open. And it's funny because I think just recently, maybe in the last week, there's a couple people who went back to watch older playthroughs of mine on DSPGaming, and they realized, wait a minute, I can leave a comment. And in fact, someone just did this last night. I think it was an older Amnesia playthrough of mine. They left a comment. They said, I can't possibly be the first person to comment on this video. It's got like thousands of views. And I responded. I was like, yeah, it's because there were no comments for years. People didn't realize this. But those comments are key. Knowing what you liked, what you didn't like about a part of a game, suggestions for improvement, things, your own personal experiences with that game, that's part of the whole social experience of making content. And for many years, sadly, it was gone. All right, now it's back on all of my videos on this channel. You can actually comment on any video you want. Even there's a whole 5-year gap where you can post comments on videos now that don't have any comments. All right, so FYI, the reason I bring this up is because particularly overnight, there were 2 very nice, constructive comments on my gameplay videos. And I was rating them, and I'm like, wow, these are actually really good, right? Like, this is actually good stuff that I can use to improve, and I wish I had more of it. Particularly, where this rings true is over on the DSP Throwback Channel. Because I would say I do get a good amount of comments on this channel. I get some comments, but not a lot on the DSP Reacts channel for the weekly show that we do over there. But on the Throwback channel, I mean, I usually have 2 playthroughs alternating. Right now, it's Fallout 3, which is about to finish, and LA Noire. And then we've got, the weekly DSP Throwback streams of Retro React, where we watch an old playthrough together. And I get, like, no comments on any of these videos. And it's a shame, because this is some of my classic content. I know the people that are watching it really like it, right? So, yeah, I'm excited for that, and I want more of it. I like reminiscing about the past. I hope you guys are enjoying these playthroughs that have been gone from the internet and, putting them into a format where now you can watch them and they're digestible and they look better and everything. But I get, like, no comments on those videos for some reason. So that's something that I would definitely like to ask for. If you're someone who watches the DSP Throwback channel, there's not that many. I would argue probably a few hundred people who enjoy the content on that channel, and that's fine. It was never meant to be some kind of a crazy large-scale channel to begin with, okay? But if you're enjoying the content on the Throwback channel, please leave comments. That stuff will help me to improve the channel. I want to know your feedback. What do you think about the playthrough? What do you think about the way that we're doing it? Do you like the improvements? Do you like the titling? Do you like the thumbnails? Is this one of your favorite playthroughs? Do you particularly not like this game for some reason? I want to hear all of that. You know what I'm saying? So please share. That feedback is key and very important to improvement, and I'm not getting it on that channel right now. I think what I'm going to do, I'm going to film a special video that's just like a minute explaining this and saying, hey, the comments are live. Please, leave some comments if you're watching this stuff. It helps a lot. But particularly on this channel, comments have been very nice recently when it comes to suggestions for improvement. So what we'll do is right now, I'd like to run into a couple of those comments, review them with you guys, suggestions for improvement, okay? So for example, let me open this up because I took the screenshots here. Here we go. So in regards to Street Fighter 6, okay? Recently, people have seen that when I'm playing Street Fighter 6, particularly when I'm playing the ranked matches, which are, they're a grind. It's people trying to play their absolute best. And basically, it's a lot of stress for me. My blood pressure goes up. My body is hot. I have to pump up my air conditioning in here. And if I start to lose a string of matches, I get really agitated and heated. And then it just kind of, it makes me run into more, like, bad gameplay. Like, I'll play worse the more upset or heated or agitated I get, right? So people have had suggestions, take breaks and stuff like that. back on Wednesday, my eyes started to burn uncontrollably, and then I couldn't even see. Like, I could see the TV, and then when I looked over here, the entire laptop was a blur. I couldn't even, like, see the words on the screen. I'm like, oh my God. So people suggested, hey, go get eye drops. So I did. I have eye drops now that I can use, and my eyes start to burn like that, right? So someone left an interesting comment. I'd like to share it with you. And I think this might actually lead to a direct change to when I play Street Fighter that actually is going to be for the best, both for me and for the viewers. So this is what I mean about getting truly constructive feedback, is that it really can help and change things for the better. So here we go. Ready? Okay. So here's a comment left directly on last night's video of M. Bison gameplay as I continued to, you know, grind. And then I did a daily wrap basically explaining that I was doing good, but, you know, there's issues that arise when I'm playing, right? So here you go. He goes, you barely blink when you're doing matches back to back. You're fixating so hard on the action, and you've just basically learned this kind of a bad habit, and you are in a room with lots of tech equipment and the air conditioning, and it's all going to dry out your eyes. Symptoms of dry eyes are sore, itchy, red eyes, and blurry vision. It's no more complex than your eyes are just dry because of how you're playing high-stress games and you barely blink. You guys would know that. I literally wouldn't, right? Like, I don't know if when I'm playing fighting games, if I'm blinking or not, because I'm focusing on the fighting game. You guys would know because you can see me as I play, and so this person is observing and saying, yeah, if you haven't noticed when you play fighting games, like, you barely ever blink. So, okay, I mean, that's a valid observation, right? Thank you for that, because I didn't even realize that, okay? Continuing on, you should take breaks every 2 matches or so and go into a practice room versus NPCs and practice moves for a few minutes and talk with viewers and ask for strats or info about moves or to calm down. The way that you spam matches back to back over and over for hours is kind of crazy. You need to break them up a little. You're always running at high revs and stressed out. Okay? I actually think this person, now putting this in perspective, is absolutely correct. When I play Street Fighter online, particularly ranked, and I'm just jumping from match to match to match, right? I could go like for an hour just playing without a break, right? It's true. And then I'm not relaxing my eyes. I'm not even interacting with the chat in a lot of cases. I get so heated. I'm like, I just want to go on to the next match. I just want to go on to the next match, on to the next match. And what happens is those streams, as I've told you guys, end up being way less interactive, way less social than my typical stream would be. Like right now, as you know, we're going to be talking and we're going to be interacting and we're going to have a good time on this podcast. When I start playing Elden Ring, we're going to have those conversations. Tonight, are you kidding me? When we play Stardew Valley, that's like a feature, right? That we're going to hang out and we're going to have conversation and we're going to have fun together. That's kind of the point. But in regards to Street Fighter 6, I basically kind of almost ignore you guys unless I'm taking that break in the middle of the stream, and then I talk with you for a little bit, and I'll do shout-outs, and I'll update the leaderboard and stuff like that. So what this person is suggesting is to be a more loose atmosphere when I play Street Fighter, maybe do 2 to 3 sets, and then take a break for like 5 minutes, hang out with the chat. What's going on? What is everyone talking about? Let's do shout-outs. Let's update the leaderboard. Let's cool down. Even if I'm on a winning streak or a losing streak, to interrupt that streak, to take a breather, to blink like this, to be natural, to be human, instead of being a robot mashing through a bunch of matches back to back. And that'll give me an opportunity. Hey, my eyes burn. Let's put some eye drops in. Hey, let's hydrate, right? Let's get a drink here. Let's get the blood pressure down. Let's get the adrenaline down. Honestly, I think this person is onto something, because here's why. The last 2 times that I played with M. Bison, I start off very strong. My first several matches, the whole first roughly hour goes well, right? And then all of a sudden, after about an hour of gameplay, it starts to fall apart. I start to play a little more sloppy, dropping execution, dropping combos, right? I start freaking out. I don't know why I got hit. I don't know why that's hitting me. I don't know why my combo, oh my God, I couldn't do a simple move. I wanted scissors, and instead I got head stomp, right? That kept happening. Now, when that's happening, what I should do is immediately I should say, I got to take a break because obviously things are falling apart. But instead, it's just like my agitation makes me want to keep going, right? And that's going to spell disaster. And I see logically, I know this, but the problem is when you're in the heat of the moment, when the adrenaline is pumping, right? When you're angry, then you don't feel the logic betrays you. And you don't think logically. I got to go to the next one. I got to get revenge. I got to fucking get things turned around again, right? So I absolutely feel like this advice, every 2-3 sets, not matches, but sets, because, you know, a set is, when you're doing ranked, it's best of 3. So let's say I play 3 different people in a row, then take like a 5-minute break and relax, right? And then recuperate, blink, right? Hydrate in the eyes, hydrate in the mouth, hydrate everything, and then come back. You see what I'm saying? So I think that's what I should start doing. I think this is an exceptionally good suggestion. This is going to dramatically improve, I feel, when I play fighting games. And what I'd like to do, the first time I'd like to try this is Monday on my next Street Fighter stream. Okay, so for those who don't know, Monday, the daytime stream is Street Fighter 6, not the night stream. It's going to be M. Bison ranked gameplay. My goal is to take him to master. I'm actually more than a third through 5-star diamond rank. I'm getting there right now. So I feel if we do it like this, I play 2-3 matches, relax, let's hang out for a little bit. Then we go back. That will actually help me, in my opinion, to play better. And I think that that's what I need to start doing. So that way it's not, because here's the thing, the way I play now, I kid you not, I start playing and it's either I'm a string of good matches or bad matches, and then I just keep going, and next thing you know, the night's over. And I'm like, dude, it's like, this is what happened last night. It was past 10 p.m. Now I'm supposed to be out of here by like 9:30. It's past 10 p.m. And I'm like, dude, I feel like I want to keep playing. The adrenaline is still coursing through me, but that's a bad idea. I've already played for 2.5 hours. If I keep going, I'm probably going to play more poorly. You know what I'm saying? I do need to start getting under more self-control. And I asked for this last night, and admittedly, thank you to everyone who was here last night who helped me. I said if I get tilted, I need people to calm me down, and a few people did actually at one point, and we took the break, and the break worked well. So I need to do that. Like if I'm getting hot and pissed because of fucking a string of losses or whatever, I need to have that break. I need to have people step up and say, hey, break that right now. You know, let's have this time to just hang out and talk for a little bit so you can cool down. So when you go back in, you're of more right mind. You're not just agitated, right? So let's start trying this on Monday. So thank you to this person. Amazingly good comment. And this is what I mean. This kind of feedback could really help me. Not only just, you know, for my own personal health reasons, because I'm getting older and I shouldn't have a high fucking blood pressure every time I play Street Fighter, but also for content creation in general. I think that the Street Fighter streams would be better if instead of me just go play, oh, I'm so pissed, play, that we break it up. And I talk with you guys and we hang out, right? And we have those opportunities for chill time in between the serious matches. In truth, I actually feel like a lot of people do this, and I'm just behind the curve, right? Because again, I'm of the mentality of the old days of Street Fighter. Keep in mind, I haven't played competitive Street Fighter in a very long time, where I used to just grind. I was offline. I wasn't streaming. So I would just do all these offline matches back to back to back to back and just keep going. And sometimes I'd have a string of losses. People would like that. They'd laugh at my losses because I would be all pissed and stuff. But today I'm actually trying to play well. This isn't just me pumping out videos for the sake of pumping out videos. I'm actually trying to get better at Street Fighter 6. I care now. Back in Street Fighter 4 days, I legit didn't. I didn't give a fuck if I won or lost as long as I was putting out an entertaining video. Now I actually care. I'm actually trying to get better at the game. So it makes sense that I should actually take breaks and focus and try to readjust so that I'm not pissed off all the time, right? So this is great. Thank you so much. And anyone, this is the kind of suggestion I need. For sure, 100%. This is super helpful. This is going to allow me to do better moving forward if I listen to this kind of advice, okay? So thank you very much. And again, if anyone else has suggestions like this, please, by all means, leave these on my videos. I read them. I absolutely read these suggestions. I look at all the comments, I approve them, and I read them. So know that it's not being missed or anything like that. Abso-freaking-lutely, I see all of your comments and constructive suggestions like this. So thank you for that, okay? Particularly, again, on the Throwback Channel, that's where I could use a lot of, what did you think about the playthroughs? What do you think about the quality? What games would you like to see me do on that channel next? Because basically after Fallout 3 concludes, which is going to be within like a week here, we're going to start doing missing content. So, for example, we'll probably do some vlogs of a trip that I did to New York City in 2010. All right, when we put those together into like a montage style, like a travel vlog video. I'm also going to be doing the Red Dead Online gameplay that we did to turn it into Suicide Kings. I have to find it. I know where it is. It's on a hard drive, and just that could be done. The Dante's Inferno unfinished playthrough. That one is one that I've never been able to upload anywhere, and I'll finally be able to upload it somewhere. Some other missing videos, like I know there's like Kung Fu Panda and stuff like that I could do a few videos of. And once that missing media is done, all right, I'm looking for another project to do before Halloween, because on Halloween month, October, I want to upload the Red Dead Redemption 1 DLC, Undead Nightmare. And I feel like, obviously, October would be the perfect month to upload that playthrough. So I need something to do, essentially, after this. I'll have, like, probably a month of the filler stuff that's missing, just to get it online for posterity purposes. And then after that month ends, so probably talking, like, August-ish, I'm going to need content for August and September. We got to figure out what the next playthrough is. That's the kind of comments I would love on the videos on the DSP Throwback Channel. Let me know what is the next thing that you'd like to see. What classic playthrough would you like to see restored with better visuals, 30-minute parts, improved audio, titling, thumbnails? Like, what would you like to watch remastered as opposed to watching that insanely ancient camera footage on the old channels, Some of those playthroughs are so old, and I wonder what would be better to be improved, right? Maybe a horror one. I was thinking maybe we could go back and remaster like my original like Resident Evil 5 playthrough or something like that, something like that, something throwback that no one even thinks about. Okay, so please give me suggestions on that channel. All right, now here's an example of another suggestion that I think is going to help a ton in regards to my ongoing Elden Ring playthrough. Someone left this comment on yesterday's videos. Ready? You should try the deflecting hard tier that you got from the very first Wicker Man that you killed in this DLC. It probably is good for your build now. It makes it so that if you perfect guard attacks it makes it you will perfect guard an attack if you block at the last moment. The timing is actually quite forgiving in this game. If you perfect guard an attack, it will drain almost no stamina, you take no damage, and it boosts your next guard counter by 20%. This feature stacks up to 4 times to increase damage to 80%. Also, it increases poise damage on enemies. Lasts for 5 minutes when you drink the flask, so it literally would last the entire boss fight. For those who don't know, yesterday I started a new build. Instead of just doing big hammer smash with jump R2, which everyone was complaining about, they didn't want jump R2, I changed it to be a full tank build. I found a shield yesterday, and I leveled it to max level. And now this shield blocks everything, and I just guard counter and smash. After 2 guard counter smashes, pretty much every enemy in the game staggers. Most stagger after 1, but big enemies stagger after 2. Almost nothing does any damage to me. Okay? Now, there are some exceptions. There's some enemies can get around it and get through it. And I was weird because I thought, man, it's not going to be as good as two-handing the hammer. Dude, one-handing the hammer is insanely sick. It's super good anyway, even one-handed. So I have no problem doing this shield in one hand, hammer in the other build, block, guard counter, smash, counterattack kind of deal. It's working. I did it for about half the stream yesterday, and it was working really effectively. So I'm going to continue to do this. But FYI, I don't think I'm going to jump R2 anything anymore. Number one, I can't roll. With this build, I'm now heavy load, so I can't roll at all. Like, I'm super slow rolling. So I'm only going to do it in desperate situations where I absolutely need to dodge, like a grab or something like that. But also, jump R2 doesn't really work with one hand, you see? So, yeah. So this build is different now. And so I was thinking in my head, I swear I got a piece of equipment, and I thought that it was an amulet. I said, I thought that I had a piece of equipment that improved the guard counters. Well, it's not a piece of equipment. It's the flask. It's the Wondrous Flask tier that we got from that first Wicker Man. And at the time, I was like, oh, I'm never going to use that. But now I totally will, right? Like, I literally totally will use that tier. I'm going to actually reassign it like right away. And I'm going to have it now, instead of being absorb with a hit, because remember I have the 2 things on the flash, because absorb a hit with taking no damage and stamina recovery. Instead, I'm going to have it be stamina recovery and this perfect guard stuff, right? So yeah, that's what I'm going to try to do. I'm going to try to perfect guard. So parry, essentially it's parrying. You're pressing block right about exactly the time that you're going to get hit to bring up the shield, and then guard counter, and it's going to be 20% increase, 40% increase, 60% increase, 80% increase to damage and stagger, and it lasts 5 minutes. That's insane. 5 minutes? I'll clear a camp, right? Like, I'll clear a camp of enemies. I'll get through an entire boss fight. Like, that is incredibly good. So I'm totally using this moving forward. This, again, incredible suggestion that I'm going to implement right at the beginning of today's Elden Ring stream, okay? So hopefully you guys are starting to see the benefit of good feedback and good suggestions. It could help a ton in the stuff that I do. And I really, really appreciate those of you who care enough to actually share those very positive suggestions with me, right? You know, I know it's rough. I know that with the trolling that I get and stuff, a lot of people are apprehensive to even say a word. Keep in mind, you can always make an account that's not really the one that you use on YouTube if you're afraid of that. There's some people who literally like, well, I leave a comment, then someone comes to my channel and leaves nasty comments on my fucking channel. I get it. That's what these idiots do. They're completely obsessed mental cases. So they will do dumb shit like that. I recommend, yeah, have a burner account even if you want to leave these kind of comments. So that way, if they go harass your channel, you don't care because you're not fucking using it for anything important anyway, right? But yeah, in this regard, these comments are amazing. This is going to help me a ton. I can't wait for more. You know, then I get silly comments like someone with a comment, oh, at the rate he's playing the Elden Ring DLC, we'll never see Mesmer. And I'm thinking to myself, so let me get this straight. This person literally wants me to just rush through the entirety of the game. Don't do any side content. Don't do any exploration. Just rush through the story to get to the end. That's what this guy wants. It's a 30 to 40 hour DLC. Right now, I'm around 15 hours in. So arguably, I'm a little over a third into it, right? Maybe even further. I don't know. You guys will know better than me, right? And it's like, so now you want me to just turbo through it and skip most of the content. But then if I did that, you'd have people who would complain, he's skipping all the content. What is he rushing through for, right? So, no, I'm going to play it at my own pace. I'm going to enjoy the DLC. Like I said, this is a main featured playthrough I'm doing for weeks. I knew it would be. You know, it's been week 1's done. Now we're heading into week 2, right? I fully predicted this would be at least 3 weeks of content, if not longer, right? And I feel like it will be. Like, it's going to continue on to be content here because there's a lot in this game. So, let's keep it up and let's enjoy. And no, I'm not going to listen to feedback like that and rush through to get to some boss that they want to see me fight. I'll fight him when I fight him. The other thing, the other thing is I know that no matter what I do, I'm going to get complaints. For example, I start with the magic build. Oh, the magic build is overpowered and ridiculous. So, of course, we don't like this playthrough because he's using magic build. Then I find that magic build actually isn't so good because they nerfed magic. So I change my build to start using weapons that I found in the playthrough. Oh, he's cheesing. He's using overpowered weapons. They're weapons in the DLC. I didn't handpick the weapons. I found them playing, and I'm using them, upgrading them, and you're complaining about that? So now people are like, too much jump R2. Okay, fine. I'll go to a tank build, which is completely different. I'll never use jump R2. Instead, I'll block and counterattack and play like a tank. Oh, he's using an OP build. It's like, dude, these people are literally never, ever going to be satisfied. There is no way, even if I played with no clothes on, level 1, no leveling, fucking, no, everything 0 level, they'd still fucking complain about something. I mean, I've literally changed my build twice already in the DLC in order to adjust to play differently, and these people are still not fucking satisfied. You know what I'm saying? Like, they would never be happy. So I don't care about those people. Those people who are ultra demanding and whine no matter what you do. I don't give a shit, right? At all. I just don't. So I'm just going to ignore it and just enjoy it at my own pace. Now, if you guys have suggestions for improvement, like this person here with the deflecting hard tier, yes, please share. But understand that this is not going to be your playthrough of the game how you want it. It's mine. I'm doing different things. I'm adjusting. I'll be honest. I didn't want to do Jump R2 the entire DLC. For, like one stream, I found it very powerful. Okay, great. It beat Rolana or whatever. But now I want to do something different. I legit want to try this tanking build for a while and see if I can make it work. Maybe I'll get another 10 hours into the DLC and I'll be like, man, now the tanking build's boring. Let's change again. Like I said, I do want to use the Rolana dual swords, and I have the build. I can do it right now. I got enough dexterity to do it, but I just built the tank build and I want to try that for a couple streams at least, you know? So let's see what happens. All right. Let's do it. Let's enjoy. And please continue to leave this kind of feedback. I need it. Even if it's constructive and you're like, Phil, I feel like when you play Street Fighter, you're too angry. I don't find it enjoyable. I would like it if you did this to change. I appreciate that honest feedback. I crave that kind of feedback. It helps me an absolute ton. All right. AIC Headbanger says there's a guard counter hammer from the first Church of DLC. Oh yeah, was it that black hammer? So it's a guard counter hammer. I might look into that too. Maybe I should level that up. Maybe I should use that with the shield and get rid of the anvil. I like the anvil, but maybe I should use that if it does guard counter bonus. Thank you, AIC Headbanger. Do you see what I'm saying? Do you see what I'm saying? I love it. And this is so different than how it used to be. It used to be I felt like I was playing these games by myself. And, you know, I was really struggling in a lot of them. Why do you think I didn't enjoy the original Dark Souls runs and stuff like that? Because trying to play this stuff for yourself, you know what I mean? Like, I love the more social aspect of what we're doing. I like the fact that we're talking about, let's do a stream where I build a Lego or play a silly game or we just hang out. That's the kind of stuff that I like. That never was possible before. It really wasn't. People were just in it to see me rage and fail and play solo and didn't really give a fuck about me. And now things are different for the better, I feel, and I'm really appreciative of that. So I want to say again, thank you to those of you who have been so positive with this feedback. It is helping quite a ton, and thank you for that. Okay? Oh, I know there's a brightness setting in the pause menu. I don't want to change the game's brightness. I want to play it at the intended level. All right? Like, I don't want to, like, what's the point of playing a game that's supposed to be challenging because you can't see if you just pump up the brightness? So you kind of cheesed it, right? I'd rather just play it for what it is. It's supposed to be challenging because you can't see, then I'll leave it like that. You know what I'm saying? As they intended. That's how they designed it, correct? Okay, so thank you for that. Good segment about feedback. I hope you guys now understand the power of positive, constructive feedback and how it can improve content. I'm going to directly take that suggestion about Street Fighter 6 and implement it this Monday. I'm going to directly take this suggestion about this hard tier to put into my flask. And now, thanks to AIC Headbanger, I'm going to look at that hammer that I got and see if it's good for guard counters. Maybe I'll level that hammer up and use that instead of the anvil I'm using right now. It might make sense, okay? So, cool. Now, what I'd like to do briefly, let's go through the schedule for the week so you guys know what's going on, because my schedule has changed. This week is now going to be a shorter week of streaming for me. Hold on, excuse me. Oh. Sorry, I got distracted. At first I had to belch, and then I got distracted by my joystick over here. Anyway, okay. So, thank you guys for that. Let's talk about the schedule for the week. Okay, today, Saturday, more Elden Ring DLC. I'm excited for it. I think we're going to enjoy this new tank build. I got 2 suggestions for improvement I'm going to try to implement right away. So we'll see how that goes, okay? And hopefully we get some good stuff. Right now we're exploring the giant kind of central continent that's to the southeastern portion of the map, past or outside of this like shadow castle. I don't know what the shadow castle thing is. I don't know what it's called. I know we can go there, but we haven't gone. There's so much stuff on the outskirts. That's what I want to check out. It looks like there's a whole town and something else to do. So we'll try to get to that stuff and check that out first before we actually access this castle and go from there. Okay. So that's today, exploration, more exploration, probably more mini dungeons, bosses, improving the tank build, and so on and so forth. Tonight on the late stream, it's the return of Stardew Valley. I'm very excited for this. As you know, Stardew Valley is the shocker hit right now. Now, when I say shocker hit, do I mean that Stardew Valley is getting insane views and crazy attention, and it's going virally popular, and everyone on the internet loves me playing it? No, absolutely not. It couldn't be further from the truth. Stardew Valley is not the most popular thing on my channel. In fact, it's the opposite. It's actually getting the least views of anything I'm doing on this channel right now. And of course, that's because it's competitive fighting games and Elden Ring. Those things are always going to get more views, right? But I'm not about views. I'm about engagement, enjoyment. And that's what the Stardew Valley streams are doing. They're breaking up the more tense moments of the other gameplay that I'm doing. And they're giving me the opportunity to relax and interact with the audience that just wants to chill rather than see me get hyper-focused into something so serious. And it allows us to interact and have fun discussion, which everyone enjoys, right? So, I can't wait for that tonight, 6:45 p.m. Pacific time. No exaggeration. The Stardew Valley streams have been the most supported streams I have done in ages. I don't know why they continue to be that supported, but hey, if people love it and I love it and we're all having a good time and then that support comes along with it, then I'm all for it. Let's keep it going. Particularly, we are now in the middle of summer and I planted all new crops. Very few of them have bloomed yet, or been able to harvest yet. So that's coming. I believe I upgraded my axe and my pickaxe. So I have 2 things upgraded now. And what I'm about to do is make enough money to build a kitchen. Once I can build the kitchen, I can make my own food with the recipes that I have. And when I can make the food, then I'll have things to energize myself for extended fishing or mining trips. That's the problem right now is I run out of energy and I'm like, shit, now I got to leave. But if I have enough food to be able to keep going, I can actually have more productive trips. So that's what we're working on tonight is build the kitchen, start crafting food, harvest the first summertime veggies and sell them, and then go on extended trips of fishing and mining and see where that takes us, okay? So that's kind of the focus tonight. We'll see what happens, but it should be exciting. Tomorrow, Sunday, as always, is React Day. First stream will be DSP versus the internet over on the DSP Reacts channel, where I react to a variety of clips from all over the net as submitted by you, the viewers. Every week we have a great time with the variety of stuff submitted. Can't wait to see what you have this week. And just a reminder, the videos must be submitted by the end of my second stream. What that means is by the end of today, the videos must be submitted and posted up in the appropriate threads on the channel page, community tab of DSP Reacts. I make those playlists right away after the ending stream. Some people sometimes, they forget, and then they try to post it up too late, and it's too late to get it in there, all right? So please post up throughout today, to the end of today. If you're a channel member on the channel, get your videos posted up for tomorrow's show. Tomorrow night on the late stream, over on DSP Throwback Channel, it's going to be Dark Souls 1. I'm very excited because we've really enjoyed Elden Ring this last week, getting back into the DLC and all the new stuff. So now we get to go back to the classic playthrough and see me flub my way through it. If I remember correctly, we had just gotten to the blacksmith and we were trying to fight the obsidian demon. And literally for half an hour, he just pounded me into dust and I didn't beat him. So I don't remember if I beat him or not. We're probably going to go into the woods, the forest, and start to explore there. I don't remember when we go to the Belfry Gargoyles. I just don't remember the order that I do stuff. So it'll be fun. It'll literally be fun to watch that again. I hope you'll join me tomorrow night. Then Monday, Street Fighter 6 as the daytime stream. It is the push for Bison to hit Master. I'm in the home stretch. I only have about less than 1,000 Master or ranking points to get to Master. I'm almost there. So I'm hoping that I can do it during the stream on Monday. And I'm going to institute this new suggestion. Play 2 or 3 sets. Take a 5-minute break and chill with the audience. Play 2 or 3 more sets. Take a 5-minute break and chill with the audience. I think this is the way to approach it. I think this is going to work well. And I certainly hope that you guys will join me for that. Monday night, I'm doing something special. Ladies and gentlemen, on Monday night, on my mini PC is the premiere of the Riven remaster game. It just released last week on PC. I played Myst several years ago. I really liked that playthrough because it had some cool atmosphere, interesting story, mind-numbing puzzles, really cool playthrough. I want to do that again with Riven, and people have asked for that since that Myst playthrough like 3-4 years ago. We're returning to the world for Riven on Monday night. It's happening. 100% guaranteed. I'm buying the game, installing it, and we're playing it on Monday night as the late stream. I hope you'll join me for that. Okay? Then Tuesday, more Elden Ring, and Tuesday night Stardew Valley. And that ends my streaming week because Wednesday will be my day off this week. So that's an abridged week of only 5 streaming days instead of 6. Reason being, some things have come up. We have a couple appointments now that have to be on Wednesday. So because of that, I had to rearrange my schedule for the week. Likely, this means that my schedule for next week may be extended, but it's not sure yet. I'll let you know when we know. So sorry about the shortened week, but don't worry. Tons of fun gameplay coming up. I just hope that people understand and don't end up coming on Wednesday, say, where is he? And then they don't come by on Thursday because they think I'm off, right? It's going to change for the week, okay? So there you go. Oh, by the way, and this actually is completely unintentionally. The 4th of July, which is Independence Day here in the United States, is this coming Thursday. We were going to have our day off on Thursday. And then we realized, oh no. We realized on the 4th of July, like, everything's going to be screwed up. Like, you're probably going to, like, if I'm going to go out to do shopping and errands and things on the 4th of July, some stuff's going to be closed. Some stuff's going to have abridged hours. Some restaurants may be closed. So it's like, damn, having our day off on that day actually probably would be a bad idea. But it just so happened it fell on that day, and we were just going to be like, well, we just have to do it that way. But then it just so happens that other things changed, and we had some appointments now we have to do on Wednesday. So we're like, oh, okay. So we had to change our schedule around. So that's how it's going to work. Okay? Who knows? Maybe we'll have some hot dogs and hamburgers or something like that on the 4th of July to celebrate. It's like traditional food of that day. We'll talk about it, I'm sure, to figure out what we're going to do that day. I don't know. But I'll be here. I will be here on the 4th of July streaming. Yeah, it'll be just like a normal day for me of content to hang out with you guys. Okay? Now, if it ends up being low attendance that day, I totally understand. It's not a huge deal. But maybe we'll have some people come by to celebrate the holiday with me this year. It just so happened to fall that way. It wasn't planned. Okay? Okay. All right. I mean, I've covered everything I wanted to cover on this show. I guess what we're going to do, we'll do a couple shout-outs. See if you guys have anything to talk about. If we end up ending the podcast a little on the earlier side today, that's perfectly fine. We can get more gameplay of Elden Ring in. That's cool. I will just say this. Guys, please support the Elden Ring streams. This is a very extended playthrough because you know how long the DLC is. I'm enjoying it so far. There's been some streams where we've been absolutely stellar amount of support, and I wear the Dumas helmet, and everything's cool. And then there's some times when it's, like, really slow, and, like, yesterday actually was quite slow till the very end, and all of a sudden at the very end, there was, like, 2 people who did tips. I was like, wow, at least we hit the tier 1 goal. That's excellent. You know, but it was, like, last minute. So if you like this challenging gameplay, you like the level of exploration I'm doing, you like the fact that I'm playing Elden Ring DLC at the rate I am, and, you know, I'm going to be taking the time I am to play it, fully enjoy it, please support it in some way. Not asking for the world, just saying. It's basically, it's not like, I think some people thought it was going to be like a slam dunk playing Elden Ring, and, you know, no. I mean, first of all, the game's 2 years old. Let's be honest here, right? The original playthrough, even after, like, say, 30, 40 hours, it also started to die out because, I mean, how many people are going to be around for a 100-hour playthrough, right? So it's kind of par for the course. I just played the second run. I get it. Some people are not that into it because I've been playing a lot of this. At the same time, it's amazing. Like, I'm going to be honest, I really like this DLC now. It started very slow. The whole beginning area sucked. Everything with the stupid ghost graves and shit was boring. But since we started hitting legacy dungeons, we started exploring further and finding more interesting things. It's actually much better now. Me using new builds and new weapons has made it stellar. It's way better now. And I was even saying in chat this morning before I even started the stream, this DLC absolutely is meant to be played over and over, just because of the amount of variety of weapons in it. Like, yesterday I found these throwing glaives that you toss them, and then they just spawn back in your hand. So you can just go, hoo, 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 and just keep chucking projectiles infinitely, right? I found a giant greatsword called, I think it was like the Meteorite Greatsword or something like that. It charges up. You do a dashing stab that goes really, really far, and then the sword explodes. What the hell? That's amazing. That's so cool. It's like what they wanted to do was make the craziest weapons and put them in the DLC because they knew this was the end of the game. There's no further content after this DLC. This is truly the end of Elden Ring. Then they're moving on to something else. So they just went all out. And so we're just going to put every crazy fantasy weapon in here that you could think of. Who cares if it's even balanced? Nobody gives a shit. Just toss everything in there. I wouldn't be surprised if by the end of this DLC we find 2 chain guns and we're going just shooting everything. Like, that would be in it. I seriously believe that's in it. It probably isn't, but I'm just saying, like, that's how zany some of the weapons are they put into this fucking thing. but it's cool. It's fun because of that. You know what I'm saying? Like, it felt like there was no limits. They realized that this wasn't the beginning of a new game. This is the end of one. So they just went crazy with it. And that's fine. So I'm really enjoying it. I hope you are too. Please support today's Elden Ring stream. Okay. Shoutouts. Babyman Gaming 123, thank you for a whopping, how many months? I don't know how many months of a supporter. It didn't list it for some reason, but I know Babyman Gaming's been a supporter for a while. It doesn't say. You got the Regal Crown, so it's been a year. So thank you, Babyman Gaming, for over a year of support. I don't know why I didn't say how many months. Our first tip of the day is a $2 tip from Plargus, who says, I like the idea of positive feedback, but what about the suggestion box? And the fact that sometimes, hold on. You say the suggestions in there are pretty dumb. Plargus, did you see the difference between the suggestions that I just read off and received versus some of the stuff I've read out of that suggestion box? Here's the difference. Someone giving constructive criticism of how to directly improve a Street Fighter stream, make me play better and calm down, better for my health, better for my gameplay, and a better experience for the viewers. It wasn't, I don't like the podcast, you should cut it out. You see the difference between one is a constructive, positive suggestion explaining why it's constructive and positive, and the other is, I don't like that, so don't do it. That's not a suggestion. That's like a pet peeve gripe. It's not the pet peeves box. It's the suggestions box. You're supposed to put stuff in there that actually constructively improves the content, not, oh, I just don't personally like something, so don't do it. Or the other one, well, everyone else does this, so why don't you do it too? Because that's not a suggestion. You're just saying be like everybody else. You know? That's why I think the suggestion box, sadly, didn't really work that well. Because people used it as a way to vent at me for things they don't like, instead of saying, here's actually directly why this would improve your content, and here's how to implement it. You see the difference? I'd say the one or two people who did use it for that, thank you. Like, OP Boone was always putting good suggestions in there, and there was one or two other people. But then there's people, here's my laundry list of gripes with you. Here's 17 paragraphs of the suggestion box. Now read this on your show, and if you don't, it shows what a horrible person you are because you don't accept constructive criticism. I'm like, I think you missed the fucking point, right? That's the difference here, Plargus. So if you get that, cool. If not, I can't really make you understand it. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's such a weird thing that people took the suggestion box not as a suggestions thing, but like a bitch fest. You know, it's not bitch fest. Okay. All right. So, guys, that's what I got for now. Let's open it up to some Q&A. If you tag me in the chat, we'll talk a little bit, hang out here. Let's see what you guys have to say, what you're interested in talking about today, shall we? And if we run out of stuff, that's fine. We can just go right into Elden Ring earlier. That's okay with me, too. If we do extra Elden Ring gameplay, I'm not going to complain. All right, so what do you guys want to chat about today? This is fun. Big Bill. Big Bill in the chat just said, I suggest you get better at Street Fighter 6 and you just don't lose. There we go. Amazing. That's a great suggestion. I will take that one to heart. I was just going to try to get worse and keep losing, complaining, and you know, plummeting in the ranks, but I guess you're saying that wouldn't work, huh? Darn. Man, my ideas never work. Stuck to my phone. Come on. Get off my phone screen. Come on, there's like a speck on there. I hate that shit. I have to get some cleaner later. Oh, I just got it. Good. Okay. Jade, how you doing? He says, I'm just here to chill. It's all good. Welcome, Jade. And Jade, thank you. Last night, Jade was trying to call out to me in my fits of rage on the Street Fighter stream, saying, I think you should just calm down now. Maybe you should stop, calm down. I saw those, and it did help me in some extent to calm down. And I think, let's test it on Monday. Let's see how taking a break after every second or third set works. Maybe it'll be a lot better. I think it will. Jade was one of the people who was trying to speak reason to me. It was good. Uber Sharks says, would you recommend Elden Ring DLC? I got burnt out after 100 hours of the main game. Yes, But you have to understand it's going to be a lot more of the same. A lot of the open world exploration feels very samey to what you were doing in the original Elden Ring. What I will say is this. It's very, very stacked. Meaning, here's your ground level, but underneath there's a secret passage of a cave or river under, and sometimes there's a plateau with a third level. So even though it looks like here's the map, it's actually like there's the map, there's the map, there's the map. It's all kind of interlinking, stacked on a shelf. So there's more to it than it seems. But a lot of it is a lot of just keep wandering around, looking at a big open area, killing a bunch of generic enemies. Oh, look, here's the 70-second Drake, that you have to fight. How many of them are there? Oh, there's insane amounts of them in this DLC. I've already probably fought like 7 Drakes, all of which are exactly the same fight with a tiny variation. So you have to expect that. But the legacy dungeons are very good. Some of the bosses have been very cool and neat and unique. I fought the most unique dragon I've ever fought so far in Elden Ring or in any FromSoft game. Super duper good. So yeah. Oh, let's see here. Average YouTube enjoyer says, I feel your daytime Street Fighter 6 streams are better than the night ones. It's like your fuse is shorter on the night streams. I think you're right. Because here's the thing. When I'm starting fresh in the daytime, it's my first gameplay content I'm going to do. Right? So I'm feeling more energized, going right into it with a clear mind. At the end of the day on the night streams, by the time I'm at that final hour, dude, I've been playing all day. I'm burnt out. I'm beat. I got, all kinds of stuff going on, and it stresses me out, especially if I get on a losing streak. So I actually 100% agree with average YouTube enjoyer. For now, what I want to do, I'm going to start alternating Elden Ring with Street Fighter on day streams, and then night streams are going to be Riven and Stardew Valley. And then Riven, I don't know how long Riven is. I don't think it's that long. If it's anything like Myst, it's probably like 10 to 12 hours long, right? The puzzles might take longer, but if I get help from the viewers, which I'm totally okay with, maybe not so much. Once we beat Riven, I think I'm going to bring back Fallout 4 for a bit, because we're in the midst of that playthrough. We got to finish Nuka-Cola World and then basically beat the story, and we're done. Like, we're almost done with Fallout 4. We just have the DLC and then the end of the game, and then we're done with that playthrough. So I definitely want to finish that. I don't want to leave that hanging forever. And then after that, we'll see what happens. But I'm actually thinking about keeping Street Fighter 6 on day streams, except for Friday Night Fights. Radical Joel says, I have a suggestion. While waiting for a match, wait in the training room. If you go to the training room, it constantly puts you there after every match. We could try that. Do you want me to try that? I could try that on Monday. Thing is, I kind of prefer to sit there and listen to the music of the menu rather than sitting in training. Plus, here's the thing. If I'm in training, then I can't talk to you guys. If the whole point is after every 2 to 3 sets, we sit and talk and chill, then I'd rather do that than be sitting in training and now, I gotta play. You know what I mean? I don't know. Let's talk about it on Monday. Let's try to figure it out on Monday. Jade says, you don't have to say thank you to me. I love Bison. No, I do have to say thank you to you, Jade. Jade, it's important in life to say thank you for the things that you are grateful for. Even if the person isn't asking for the thanks, it's still important to do it, because you have to acknowledge the people who are positive in your life and who are looking out for you. You know what I'm saying? Like, people who want the best for you. And I know that you want the best for me, and that's why you do positive stuff. So thank you for that. Regardless if you're looking for the thanks, you still deserve them. Bring back Sea of Stars. I promise you I will. It is going to come back eventually. I promise you that. Genesis Gaming says, check out the keen backhand blades. Weren't those, it looked like a knife, but then it splits in two, and it's like you're holding them, not like knife up but down, like that's why it's backhand. You're basically slashing like this, right? I think they look cool. I don't know if they're the kind of build that I would want to do with this run. Simply because this run, I'm doing a little bit different, right? I'm not doing like the agile style build or anything like that. Just like yesterday, I found those blades, the glaives, that you throw them. But then also the ability is you sidestep and like scoot up and hit them from the side past their guard. That's probably another really agile build weapon that would work well, but probably not for what I'm doing right now, right? What's up, Game Boy? How are you today? Good to see you on the stream. Excuse me. Euden Chronicles, yeah. Euden Chronicles supposedly is from the same makers of Suikoden, right? Keep in mind, I am definitely trying to stay away, slower paced, turn-based, JRPG style stuff right now after the disaster we had earlier this year. That's why I haven't really thought about bringing back Final Fantasy VII. That's why I'm not playing another one right now. There's many options right now of that style of game we could do, and I'm purposefully kind of staying away. Let's see how the summer goes. Dang Dan says, can we watch back replays of Street Fighter 6? Can we maybe watch a match in between? Now, when you say that, what do you mean? Do you mean my matches? Do you mean watching other people's matches to try to absorb tech and stuff? I mean, we could. I don't know exactly know how that works. We'd have to figure that out. I never played Octopath Traveler. Nope. And a lot of people said they felt like it was the kind of game that I would like. But sadly, as I keep telling you guys, it seems like most JRPGs I try to play don't really work. And that's why I kind of skipped it at the time, because I was like, geez, pixel art, right? Lengthy, grindy style RPG, kind of classic RPG. And then, by the way, that was when I was finishing Persona 5. So I didn't really, the timing didn't work, and the style of game, I wasn't sure it was going to work, so I just never played them. Did I beat any main bosses yesterday? No, no main bosses. We did a lot of exploration. We went back to Castle Ensis. There's a whole top part of the castle you can't access via the main dungeon, where there's an optional boss there. We went to like another 2 of the optional legacy dungeon, not style things, and did those. And a lot of exploration, fought another Ghost Flame Dragon. But no, we didn't do any main. I think the next main dungeon, if I'm not mistaken, is that Shadow Castle thing. That's like in the main area of the open world. I think that's the next one. So probably end up doing that when we get to it. Right? We do have to explore a little bit more in the area first. Dang Dan says, how do you feel about mixing up your Elden Ring weapons a ton? Try everything since you're only playing it once. Well, there's 2 problems with that. Number 1, I only have limited resources. I can't maximize weapon use when you need to have the highest level weapon items to max a weapon. I only have so many, right? So I can only make, I think I have enough to maybe level up 1 more somber weapon, maybe 2. But even then, you need the runes to do it. You need the stones to do it. So that's just limitations to begin with. You can only respec a certain amount of times. I think I still have 8 respecs available, so I don't think that's as much of a problem. The other thing, though, is if you're just constantly switching, it means you'll never actually master anything or learn to enjoy it. Okay, I tried the dual swords. Wow, they're really good. Let's change. Okay, I changed it to a weapon that you do projectile toss. Wow, it's really good. Let's change. Let's go to a giant hammer. Okay, I smashed shit out of everything. Let's change. So you never really focus on anything and really get to have fun or enjoy or get good at it, right? Kind of like jack of all trades, master of none. I'm not saying that I want to do the tank build the whole DLC. I'm not saying that at all. I'm just saying I'll get more enjoyment out of sinking time into it. You know what this is kind of like? Street Fighter 6. Is it more fun to play with 7, 8 different characters but only get to play with them a tiny bit, or to actually play with one character and get really good with them? It's more fun to play with the character and get better with them. It really is. Because now you're playing at a higher level. You're enjoying yourself more. You feel like your time investment, your resource investment was worth it because you didn't just jump to the next thing right away. That's the difference here. I don't want it to be too jumpy. And then a lot of people say, man, well, I really like that, but you changed it too fast. No, I am not looking at that Flintlock Siege of Dawn game. Doesn't look too interesting to me. So what do you mean by that? People are saying they have buffed the Stardew tree levels. What does that mean? What did they buff? Does anyone know? Because everyone had told me that every time that you level a Stardew tree level, which I'm not at level 9 now, that it's a 5% buff, right? So based on what it used to be, that means that I'm 45% more damage and 45% more resistant to damage based on the amount of Stardew tree fragments that I found. So what did they change about that? Guitar Player, how are you? Good to see you. Guitar Player 1939, 3 years as a supporter, now earning the Diamond Crown. Good to have you, and I'm glad that you earned your crown. Awesome. Looks amazing. They buffed the amount of health and stuff that it gives you for the first, like, 20 levels. No, there's only 20 levels. You can only get it 20 times. That's it. That's the max. Night Shift, 37 months as a member. Asks, how do you like Bison? I like him more than most of the cast, I'll be honest with you. I think, like, I really enjoy him because I can play him a little bit differently than everyone else. Like, a lot of the other characters that I'm using aren't as good at poking or combo ability. I like that I can mix things up with the Stomp and do 2 different things out of it. I'm getting better with that. I need to learn the strength of Stomp to use, because that's my problem. I'm using the wrong strength and whiffing, and then they punish me because I fucking miss because I'm an idiot. But yeah, like, I'm liking him a lot. And I think I need to play more with him because I'm not doing optimal combos and I'm dropping a lot of stuff. The more I play, the better I'll get. Also, last night, I learned, sadly, scissors are not safe at all. Leg scissors are actually easily punishable by every character, and everyone figured it out. Probably because one fucking person who wanted to get views on YouTube made a video about it. I guarantee it's probably the whole video is how to punish scissors, right? So everyone punishes scissors now, so you can't just throw them out anymore. They get punished easily, which really sucks. Yeah, Akuma right now is the most played character in the game by far, and Akuma has twice as many people at the legend level than any other character. So basically, everyone picked Akuma when he came out, realized he was insanely crazy good, and just dominated with him. And that's why so many people are at the legend level with Akuma, because I think he's the best character in the game, if you want my honest opinion. I do feel he's the best character in the game right now. I think that Bison is strong, but I don't think he'll be the best. Okay. Anything else, guys? Pros are downplaying Akuma because of his health. You see, here's the thing. If you play Akuma perfect, he's the best character in the game. But if you make one mistake, he gets insane punished because of it. So if you're the best player, then Akuma's the best character. If you're a flawed player who makes mistakes, then he's not so good. There's other characters that are way more safe. If they take, oh, I made a mistake, it's not the end of the world. When Akuma gets hit by, like, one giant combo, it's literally the end of the world. So there you go. Yes, Geef now ranks high up characters in Legend because they improved him so much that people were able to surprise people with his improvements. Although now they've already nerfed him again. Did you hear that? That Zangief got nerfed. Now his standing medium kick, which was insanely good, has been brought back to its old level. So now it's almost useless again. I'll be honest, this is one of the things I don't like about modern gaming is the game comes out, you'll learn it, then they change it. Okay, good. Now I've learned the changes. Oh, now we change it again. Wait, no. You just changed it. Why are you changing it again? We all just learned changes. We adapted our gameplay to learn everything. And now you're telling me when I play Zangief again, now his standing medium kick is worthless. Don't use it again. Well, I just fucking learned to use it. So why, you know what I'm saying? Like, why do you change it again so fast? I don't like that. If they committed to, like, once a year we'll do one big balance patch unless we find something that's actually broken. Like, here's a glitch that everyone's abusing and instant winning or something. That's different. But I don't want them every month now. Oh, we found something else we need to tweak because some people complain. Tweak this, tweak that, tweak this. You'll never learn the game because the game will always be changed by the time that you've gotten used to it. It's something different again. I don't like that. I want them to keep it for a while the same way. So I don't know how I feel. That Zangief tweak pissed me off, actually. Quite frankly. Do I love Street Fighter 6 over Super Turbo? No. We'll talk about this. So someone actually wrote me a message that was not trolling whatsoever. It was actually genuinely asking me, why do I complain so much about the corner mix-up guessing game in Street Fighter 6? Because every fighting game has guessing. To which basically I responded, yeah, but they didn't used to be like that, and that's my problem. Like, fighting games did have some guessing with high-low mix-ups, overheads, throw traps, but it was very different than how it is today. Today, you have entire characters that they just get dominated unless they get to their corner mix-up game and now they're good. And it's like, what? I don't like that. Basically what it is you're playing a mini game instead of a fighting game. And if half of your fighting game is playing a mini game, then you've kind of missed the point of a fighting game. And almost every modern fighter has become like this. Why? Excuse me. Because they want to appeal to the masses. Do you understand? If you have a chance to come back because you guessed correctly a bunch of times in a row, it makes you feel more invigorated to play a fighting game. As opposed to, oh, I needed to have solid gameplay mechanics, good fundamentals, footsies, good reactions. A lot of people don't have that. So if that was all it took to hang in the fighting game, 90% of the players today would not play fighting games. They would all get bodied and leave. So instead, they add this new thing in the corner. Oh, throw, low attack, overhead, high attack, neutral jump. You know what I'm saying? Oh, by the way, can't react and break throws, which is ludicrous. You should be able to, or they should change it to be like it used to be. So you tech a throw rather than breaking, you tech the throw. So you can't do a throw loop. I mean, there's so many things they could do to improve modern fighters that they don't because they want them to appeal to a wider audience. And that's sad because honestly, a game like Super Turbo played at a high level is actually more fun and fair and genuine at skill level than Street Fighter 6. I hate to say that. Street Fighter 6 has so many gameplay mechanics and implementations, but when it comes down to a fundamental level, I actually believe that playing a game like Super Turbo at ultra high level is actually harder to do than Street Fighter 6 because you're not just sitting there guessing and getting lucky guesses because you rolled the dice and played the odds right. Instead, you actually have to be fucking good to win Super Turbo. It's different. It actually feels genuinely different playing old school fighters versus these new ones because of this randomness guessing factor. And I understand it's part, I have to accept it, that it's part of modern fighters. I have to implement it into my own game plan, but I get pissed when I lose. Like last night, there were entire matches where I dominated people. And then all of a sudden, by bad luck, I made one mistake. I'm in the corner, I lose. Why? Because they guessed correctly for 30 straight seconds. There goes my whole health bar, right? They didn't actually beat me. They guessed correct. They literally gamble. Haha, I beat him. Yeah, but if we were in the center of the fucking screen where you're supposed to play a fighting game, I beat your ass. But the second that I got in the corner, bad luck. Wow, what a great game. That's what I don't like about this randomness factor. In old school fighters, it wasn't like that. It was about skill. It wasn't about guessing for fucking 30 straight seconds and winning a whole round. So that really pisses me off. But that's what I have to deal with from, you know, coming from the older school games. I have to adjust and I have to learn and deal with it. It's just something that's a slow process and it's going to come with time as I play the game more. You know, it took me so long just to learn the fundamentals of everything new and just hone in on character strategies. And, you know, I'm going to keep complaining about it until I get better at adjusting and adapting to it. You know what I mean? No, I agree. I miss classic Street Fighter 2. I wish there was a way to play it. At least with this MVC collection coming out, I'll be able to play some classic games. I'll probably get bodied nonstop unless I get the rust off, which could take a million years. But we'll see. But yeah, that's going to be fun. But I do miss classic fighting games. I want to play Super Turbo. I want to play Third Strike. I want to play the Alpha series, and there's no viable way to do it right now. No one's playing it except Fightcade, which I can't play. So why do I think Rushdown characters are top tier like Bison? Because that's how they designed the game. That's why. They designed the game like that, to be Rushdown centric. And it's either you're a Rushdown character or you find a way to find holes in the Rushdown pattern and counter them. That's literally Street Fighter 6. It's all based on Rushdown. Yeah. It's, you know, and listen, it's been like that for a long time. Why? Because people like flashiness. If the entire game was people standing back throwing fireball zoning, people would be like, oh, it's so boring, right? So what do they got to do? Pile on the flashiness. Make it so every character's rushing forward, doing giant combos, flashy explosions, counter hits. Oh my God, it looked like he was going to lose, but then someone guessed correctly for 30 seconds and came back. Woo! But it's really not genuine. You know, it's not, oh, I got outplayed. It's, oh, I got outguessed. Just stupid. It's just gambling. If I want to gamble, I'll go to the fucking casino and gamble, and if I win, I'll win money. Right? Now, I have to gamble in my fighting game, and if I win a round. Wow, big fucking deal. It's like I guessed correctly for a whopping 30 seconds in a row at 17 different moments I had to guess correctly. I win. Wow, did I win the lotto? No, you won a round in a fighting game. Woo! You know what I mean? It is so different than how it used to feel playing fighting games. That's right. Turtle style, grapple style, keep away style is more boring to watch. It's still fun to play. Like when I play with Dalsim and I'm keeping people away, I love it. I'm having fun. I'm having a ton of fun doing it. But, oh, it's boring to watch. Well, it's not always about the spectators. It's about skill. And that's the problem again. When they're designing these games, they're now designing them for spectators. We want to make the game look appealing so more people will watch, play, buy, invest. You know what I'm saying? If they have a fight, it could be the best fighting game ever, but if it looks kind of boring when it's being played, then no one's going to really care. That's sad that that factor has now become a big thing. Do you really think they gave two fucks about that when they were designing old school competitive fighting games? They just wanted to make a sound game. They didn't care about how flashy the shit was, right? Then all of a sudden, the Versus series took off, and it became flash, 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 flash over substance. True Rushdown didn't even exist until the Versus series. Because when they started doing wave dashing, that's when it began. And then all of a sudden, now every game has a dashing across the screen mechanic to do Rushdown. Isn't that weird? It didn't exist until back then. Now all of a sudden, every game has it in the modern era. All right, guys, last chance if you want to talk, and then we'll end the podcast. I'll take a quick break, and we'll jump into Elden Ring here. And again, just a final reminder, please support Elden Ring today. I'm really enjoying the time I'm putting into the playthrough, so it would be great to you know, at least hit the tier 1 support and everything that, you know, that I look to do during the stream. Dalsim is incredibly difficult to play. Correct, he is. I almost feel like to play Dalsim in a game like this, you need to have played older fighters. You need to understand a philosophy that most of the characters don't adhere to, the keep away philosophy. It's different than how most other characters play. You're literally never looking for an opportunity to do a giant combo with Dalsim. Sometimes they do present themselves if the enemy makes a mistake, but for the most part, ideally with Dalsim, you just want people away from you. The entire game, you want them a full screen away. Stay the fuck off me, right? What do I think of eating bugs? I don't think of eating bugs. I try to not think about eating bugs as much as possible. How about that? I think it's time to end the podcast because people are talking about eating bugs, and that's about it. So I think that's a good sign. It's a good sign to end the show. All right, everyone. Thank you for watching the Level 1 podcast this morning. Leave comments. I mean, that was kind of the whole running theme of the show, right? Leave some comments on this video. Let me know what you think about everything going on. And I would very much appreciate that. I'll see you tomorrow, and of course, we'll talk about how Elden Ring went, how we did with Stardew Valley, any news going on, and the like. Thank you so much. Peace out. See you Sunday.